Coming up on this episode of The Village Idiom.
How do you make a good vegan omelet? You have to start off with fresh vegan.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week takes a look at a popular saying and hopefully a comedic, once in a while even interesting dive into its origins, its usage, and where it came from. But we're also going to use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jerazzle Fasig Marzel Park. Right next to me is Skizzle Finney.
Yeah. Oh, I just never learned my Ebonics. I can't translate well.
That was that.
Is that foo?
No, it's that. We called it BIM in high school.
I think it's foo.
I think it's BIM.
Bim foo.
How you spell it? Foo.
I don't know. Actually, it is BIM. Just to make this conversation end. I agree to what you're saying.
All right.
Because sometimes you gotta massacre one language.
Well, welcome to the Village Idiom. Today's idiom is going to be...
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
Recognize that? I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
Sure.
How's that for a fade out?
That's a little bit.
Let's hear that again. Oh, man. I want you to... Don't look at the
You
screen.
can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
I know exactly where that's from.
Who and what?
That's Jack Nicholson as the Joker
Yeah, it
in
is.
Batman.
Totally.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, can't break an omelet without breaking some eggs. I mean, can't make an omelet without breaking... Could you say can't break an omelet without making some eggs?
Well,
That's also true.
does it make the other one less true?
No.
It's equally and also true.
Yeah.
I was going through and immediately it made me think of like mess ups or
Making an omelet did? Or...
like things that were maybe broken, like broken things,
like a heart or
a system of things,
a
like
home.
or people's bodies.
Okay.
Because immediately I started going into like medical trials in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Of like of human experimentation, like Isle of Dr. Moreau kind of stuff where, well, how do you know you can do this until you try?
And that was Isle of, not I love.
I love Dr. Moreau. That would be a good shirt. I heart Dr. Moreau.
Right? Yeah.
See, you'd have to figure that out. And so I'm not sure if I've talked about, there's two stories we'll talk about real quick. And one is people will know about. Have you ever heard of the Tuskegee the syphilis trials, the syphilis experiments?
No, I know all those words, but I don't think I know anything
So
as
the
specific
gist
as
was
that.
between 1932 and 1972,
40 years.
they did, the U.S. Public Health Service did experiments on the African American community with a test group from the University of Alabama that they said that they would give medical, like you can have free medical. Let's just, we're doing some tests and
We'll take care of you.
and, yeah, we're gonna take care of you. And so 400 students, Alabama, I think University of Tuskegee, or however that was, College of Tuskegee, and 200 had syphilis and 200 didn't. And so they were examining long-term effects on syphilis, but they didn't tell them that they were doing an experiment.
Like they gave them syphilis?
No, so they had the answer to get rid of syphilis. I do know that much, and they still didn't treat them.
So did they do like a placebo situation? Did the people know they had syphilis?
The people had no idea what was going on.
Were they living in their normal homes, or were they like in a commune?
University students, I believe, or young people, anyways.
Okay.
When it started, but it went through all of this time where they kept experimenting on the long-term effects of syphilis.
Right.
But the people didn't know, and they kept giving like different, treatments. And so it's the Tuskegee medical experiments. But they clearly knew it was treatable. The men were not informed of the nature of the experiment, but it was eventually leaked to the press, which resulted in the termination of the experiment in November 1972. I know it's not that long ago. By then, 28 patients had died directly from syphilis. 100 died from complications related to syphilis. 40 of the patients' wives were infected with syphilis.
Oh my goodness.
And 19 children were born with congenital syphilis.
What?
And none of them without their knowledge that they were being
this was
experimented on.
Only African Americans?
Yes.
Oh, this is horrible.
I know. But hey, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, right?
To cure syphilis, you got to break a few eggs. Wow, that's a horrible story.
So it was the...
But that's the kind of... That is what this idiom means. Like, I actually wrote down a definition.
To try some things.
Yeah. In order to achieve something, it's inevitable and necessary that some mistakes are made and some sacrifices must occur. But wow,
so, without their knowledge,
anybody, I know it's probably not in print, but did anybody behind the scenes you actually say this idiom? Hey, you got to break a few eggs. No, we're saying it backwards. You tripped me up. If you want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
Yeah, so in trying to learn things, where do you draw the lines on trying to learn some things? Like, trying to make an omelet, you're going to break a few eggs.
The ends justifies the means. Like,
okay,
if you go back to Nazi experiments, that's the whole.
Well, it's funny
that
you
make an omelet without breaking an egg. What do you give?
So you equated immediately to nefarious. Like, you got to try.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to. We want to make an omelet, right? You have to break some eggs. Okay, so this one hurts a little. Hurts a little more. 100 young men from Ferndale School in Waltham. Fernald School in Waltham, Massachusetts, were forced to. So this experiment was run through MIT, funded by the U.S. government, MIT, and Quaker Oats.
Okay.
The young boys would be exposed to large doses of radiation due to the radioactive markers fed to them through Quaker Oats. So this was done without the consent of the children, who couldn't legally consent anyways, or their parents. So government funded MIT and Quaker Oats put radioactive tracers in the food.
In the oatmeal.
So here's the part the kicker. It was a school for children, and I use their language. Sponsored. It was the Department of Mental Retardation.
Yeah.
So they're all mentally challenged kids,
and that was a medical term at the time. I mean, it still is a medical term, but now it's been horribly used.
Sorry, it's the Rose. I'm joking. I'm choking on Coke Zero.
While he's catching his breath,
so
50% of the hosts of this podcast have contracted a disease. One is it's been given to them through their Coke Zero.
It's radioactive.
They have no idea.
So it was the Department of Mental Retardation. So we have mentally disabled kids being fed radioactive oatmeal, like, without anyone's approval or signing off on, in terms of the kids or their parents. And so the doors are opening. and so
the studio doors got to be closed.
Sorry. That at some point a group had to sign off. But hey, you know what? You want to make an omelet, right?
Yeah, and I'm still
you're gonna have to crack a few eggs.
Not even really following. Like, they were.
You have a school for kids who are special. They're going through some mental challenges.
Yep.
And so it was agreed upon by who, however, with government funding. You got to look this stuff up yourself, to have MIT do research in conjunction with Quaker Oats to feed them oatmeal that had radioactive markers in it,
in hopes of it curing, or were they just guinea pigs to see what radiation does?
Yes. They were. So it's long-term effects of radiation. So there was some talk about where did
this breaks my heart.
Where does the So it was like, radioactive calcium or whatever. So where does the calcium go in your body when you have Quaker Oats? So there was some spin on it, but no matter how you look at it, they fed radioactive material to disabled kids. Okay, Quaker Oats. Enjoy your Quaker Oats.
Again, at the risk of making light of something, that would be a phenomenal follow-up movie, how they all started developing superpowers, but they're all mentally challenged.
Like pre-X-Men?
Yeah, so mentally challenged kids who become superheroes.
It would be fantastic.
The dialogue would be awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, fantastic.
Well, okay, so the idiom...
But hey, you know what? You want to make an omelet?
Say it.
You want to make an omelet? You're going to have to crack a few eggs.
Say it again.
You want to make an omelet?
Bobby, you can't make an omelet without breaking egg.
I love how he says break an egg, like it's breaking wind. Breaking Bad.
Breaking egg.
Breaking egg. So here's the thing, though. I came across a Japanese recipe, if you want to call it that, called the golden egg. And the whole point of it is to make an omelet without breaking an egg. Cheers. And so they take like a nylon stocking, and they put the raw egg in a nylon, like a section of a nylon stocking. They put the egg in it, and they spin it like this till it gets tension.
Okay.
And have you ever done those? It's like a disc.
Yeah.
On a string.
It's like a bird in a cage now. A bird on one side, a cage on the other.
Its own momentum.
Yep.
So you do that with the egg. So it's mixing the contents of the raw egg inside.
Okay.
And so it ruptures the membrane of the yolk and blah, 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 blah. The protein all gets totally... You are scrambling an egg in the shell.
Okay.
And so I'm going, what? So they made an omelet without breaking the egg. But that's the pride. Like, actually, you can make an omelet without breaking an egg. Do this, you spin this, it does this, it mixes it all up, and then you just crack it and it's ready to go. I'm like...
Sounds like a Ronco device.
That's still breaking an egg.
Like how did you...
Oh, no. Sorry. Then they boil it before they crack it. So they boil it in the shell.
That sounds interesting, actually.
Yeah, so probably delicious. But to eat it...
So you're eating scrambled egg while it's still inside its shell.
Right.
That's a Weird Al song.
What?
Operator standing by. How does it make you feel? Mr. Pompeel. It's from the Ronco Company. This is a Weird Al song. I want to make an appliance that'll scramble an egg while it's still inside its shell.
It's called a lady's stocking.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from a Weird Al song.
I don't remember that.
Mr. Pompeo.
So
Mr.
the golden
Pompeo.
egg in
They're doing
in
Mr.
Japan,
Roboto.
They have figured out how to make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
As soon as you said that, I heard a terrible... it was people who were... cholesterol thing, and it's a terrible name. It was called the KKK egg, or the KKK. How do you want your omelet? I want a KKK, which is whites only.
Oh my goodness!
Isn't that terrible?
This is the most racially
this is a terrible podcast. I just heard it. I didn't order it. I'm just telling you what I'd heard.
Wow, I have both.
Because some people just have the whites because they're concerned about the cholesterol in the yolk.
I just want to make a statement here. I have both mentally challenged people and black people in my family.
There's I don't.
There's no ill will in what has been said today.
No,
but
is that a thing?
Humor reigns.
Well, it was more interesting than anything. I wasn't saying anything bad about it, just because they're called egg whites.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's funny.
Anyways, yeah. So because some people, because you can buy like a carton of egg whites for people that don't want yolks,
right,
because of the cholesterol or whatever.
Right.
But that's the good part,
right?
The flavor.
Totally. So before we get into the dirty and the nerdy origins, let me quote a little something to you. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Okay.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's men and all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That's all the information in that little nursery rhyme.
Okay.
Why do we think Humpty is an egg? It doesn't talk about him being an egg at all.
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. There's no egg reference in his name. Eggs don't sit on walls. The king's horses and men aren't going to try and reassemble an egg. Why do we think he's an egg?
Yeah. Why do we think that? My mind just got blown.
Right? Okay. Anyway,
did the person who made it have illustrations with it?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't actually look it up. It popped into my head as we were talking here of something.
How do you make a good vegan omelet? You have to start off with fresh vegan. Let's throw cannibalism in.
Might as well. I think you're still allowed to make fun of cannibals.
Is that still
Nazis
okay?
and
I'm not
cannibals?
making fun of anybody. It was just factual things before.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, we should probably get this is already.
Anyway, we are totally
off the rails
against calling a whites only meal KKK egg. We are totally against
Do we have to put
any
qualifiers
scientific
in? Of course we are. We don't believe in experimentation on children.
on people without their knowledge.
Or people. No race, no children. Don't experiment on people.
No. And that's 3 minutes gone.
Oh, remember that time we went to jail? It's
a good thing we don't have an audience.
It's good. It's the good.
There
old
are
days.
literally tens of people upset right now.
No, there's hundreds actually.
Hundreds?
Yeah, there's hundreds of people upset. There will be 10 on the next episode, but anyways, where does do you have any idea whatsoever, even a teensy little bit?
I'm gonna try.
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
All right. So the dirty and the nerdy. This phrase originated in 1700s.
Okay.
In French. It was a French language by Francois de Charette. I'm sure I'm saying that correctly. And this is the original statement. This part will not be pronounced correctly. Ne saurais faire d'omelette sans casser des oufs.
Oofs.
So it's believed to have actually been older than that, older than 1742 anyway, which is when it was translated into English. Sorry, it was translated in 1796, but they figure it was older than the 1742 that it was in print. So 1700s, actual guy, we know who said it, Francois de Charette. Unfortunately, it doesn't say why he said it. Not specifically. We know he's a soldier. So his full name, Francois Athanase de Charette de la Contrie. He lived from 1763 to 1796. He was a Breton, royalist soldier and politician. So he served in the French Royal Navy during the American Revolutionary War and was one of the leaders of the revolt in the Vendée against the revolutionary regime. So here's an interesting fact. His nephew, another French name, of course, Athanase Charles-Marie Charette de la Contrie, was noted military leader and grandson of Charles X, which was the last king of France. So he's got little connections there too. So according to a few articles, it was him who said omelettes are not made without breaking eggs, and they think the best connect the dots is that he was responding to the extenuating number of deaths for which he was responsible as this soldier, as this leader, as this politician.
The part that's kind of goofy about it, and maybe this is just a little too on the nose, but can you make anything you can't make banana bread without peeling some bananas.
Right.
Like, you can't make anything without its core ingredients. Is it just because
you have to break them?
Well, sometimes, like, you can't make a...
But is there anything that you could...
You can't make a steak sandwich without killing a cow.
A Lego X-Wing fighter without breaking the Legos.
Sure.
But if we keep it in the food genre...
there's like you need the core element of whatever it is in order to, so no matter what it is,
right?
You can't make cheese without milking a cow. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's like you just pick. It's like of course you can't.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't make pudding without a cocoa bean. That doesn't make sense. You can totally make pudding, just not
can't make coffee without grinding some beans. Can't make.
You can't make French fries without slicing some potatoes. Am I right?
Something about cracking, though. I think that's why it works.
Oh.
Cracking some eggs. You
can't make pepper without cracking some corns.
Jimmy Crackhorn, I hear.
I don't care. My point is that you need the raw ingredient, of course, in all of these things. So, like, you can't make applesauce without picking some apples off the tree.
Without smushing some apples.
It's like, of course.
Yeah.
You can't make an omelet. So it's like, huh.
You can't make raisins without leaving some grapes out in the sun for a very long period of time.
Exactly. I know it's just this stupid thing here.
This saying could have been anything.
Yeah. I don't know why it landed on
but
eggs.
Francois.
Do you think it's because of the fragile nature of the shell?
Yeah.
That's why you think that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, whenever you have to take care of something, they use an egg, like a raw egg. Like, did you do that in high school? Have to take care of a baby, and they give you a raw egg, and you had to care for it like it was a newborn?
No.
And if you came back with a broken egg, you're a bad parent?
Really?
And you had to take this raw egg for a number of days, up to about a week. And
didn't they do something more and it
boggled me that people weren't just leaving them in their locker. I'm like,
I think this got upgraded, and maybe
They have robot babies now.
our young lady illegitimate children could chime in. Where you actually got like they told you to take a baby, not like not a human baby, but like a plastic doll baby.
Yeah.
And like carry it around. You had to like care for it for a week.
So why did you say our lady illegitimate children?
Because I don't think the dudes had to do this. I think
we did with the eggs.
I don't remember ever having.
I can't remember
to do
what
an
class
egg.
it was.
I think it was just the girls.
Like home ec?
I think it was just the girls, and it was a plastic baby doll baby.
Baby doll baby.
But we did have Tamagotchi. Does that count? You got a Tamagotchi? Oh, you actually
original.
you have an original in the box Tamagotchi.
Original Tamagotchi right behind us. That's funny. And it shows a cracked egg.
Well, there you go. You can't make a Tamagotchi without
cracking
an egg.
It's funny that you brought that up. I just put that there. I pulled it out. I'm like, I forgot I had this.
Well, I'm more a prophet.
I had my son actually found a Tamagotchi at that thrift shop, and it looked it up, and it was worth quite a bit. I'm like, oh, I've got one older still in the box, and I looked it up, and it's worth like $30. And I'm like, what? Mine's older. Mine's one of the original. Came to Canada. And he goes, yeah, but there was like fewer made of this. It's all these. I'm like, man, I kept the wrong one. Anyway, Tamagotchi. We're getting into some time here. So,
Oh dear.
I guess you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
So let's. Why don't we move on and play a little game? Do you mind?
I'm ready for it.
All right.
Pull out some.
Riddle Link is a game we like to play that takes a two-part trivia-based question and requires a two-part overlapping answer, overlapping by syllable, word, or words. So let me give you a little example of how we play this fun game. Last week, episode 147, we covered the idiom sweet tooth. And Skinny, you left us with this one. An 80s TV show about a bumbling spy who enjoys the fourth favorite Canadian chocolate candy. And before I give you the answer, I'll give you the answer first. Give us the answer.
It's Get Smarties.
Get Smarties. So, our American listeners, Smarties are different down there. Smarties up here, yeah. Smarties up here are candy-coated chocolate, kind of like the plain M&Ms.
Not in your mouth, not in your hand.
Yeah, and but in the States, Smarties are like our Rockets.
What?
Yeah, so the classic pack of Rockets, kind of a chalky candy.
Oh yeah.
In the States, they're called Smarties.
Weird.
Looks exactly the same. Smarties, Rockets.
Our American guests are never going to get that then.
No.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. So anyway, I will tell you this. I listened back because I didn't jot down what the one we left hanging out there was. So I had to listen back, and I thought I swore. I rewound it, and I'm like, what did I say there? So I was so taken aback by this question because you say the fourth favorite Canadian chocolate company. And I was like, at first I just said, what? And then you said fourth, and I'm like, the fourth? Like, how hard is this question going to be? And so it comes out sounding like, what, the fourth? And I'm like, what did I just say there?
What the fourth?
What the fourth?
Well,
That's how you play the game.
It's simpler than that. And so we've got 3 minutes to get these done. I've got 2. You've got 2. I'll go first. Illegitimate children, do chime in. This folded egg dish.
You always turn into radio shock jock when we come to riddling.
This folded egg dish, said by Moses to Pharaoh as he asked to leave Egypt.
See, I know it. Say it again. It's so nice. Say it twice.
This folded egg dish, said by Moses to Pharaoh as he asked to leave Egypt.
That's a good one, man. It's obviously, let my people go. That's so good.
I was trying to work some mule breader type in there.
That's great.
Anyway.
Okay, let me give you one.
Okay.
You'll either know this or you won't.
Okay.
Nell Carter starred in this 80s sitcom, but you can't make an omelet without what?
Oh, I know exactly who she is. I can picture her. I don't remember the name.
You can't make an omelet without what?
Breaking a few eggs. Tell me the whole thing again.
Nell Carter starred in this 80s sitcom, but you can't make an omelet without what? Whoops.
Give me a break. Give me a breaking some eggs.
That's it. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break.
I would have got just the give me a break part. Definitely needed the other part of the riddle.
It's the beauty of the game.
That's the beauty of the game. All right. Second one here. This common material for ivory poachers. who did syphilis tests in Alabama.
Is it like Elephant Tuskegee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good for you. Illegitimate children. If you're wanting to jump in on any of these, please reach out on this last one. Hit us up on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right, here we go. Here's the last one. We'll leave it dangling out there for you. Where can you email us? And what can you make without breaking some eggs?
Oh, okay. That's funny. And that is 3 to 5 minutes gone.
Nicely done.
That's funny.
That's a fun game. I still love it. We've been playing it for years.
It's actually
Before it predates the podcast.
Literally decades.
Yeah. I remember sitting Y2K
Wow.
after midnight, just bouncing these around the room.
This is so funny. We actually have thousands written down somewhere.
Somewhere.
Wow. Anyway.
On a floppy disk. Probably legitimately.
Floppy. Yeah, it used to be forever, but as the time has passed, it's
20 years ago.
And probably a 3.5, not a 5 1/4. And you can read into that all you want. I'm Skinny.
I am Jurassic. I got nothing, Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
When life gives you eggs, you gotta make that omelette.
Wait. I know we're done, but here's one more. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some dicks.
That one might not make the.
That's 3 minutes gone.